We know it's the only way out, and now the Victorian Government is planning a 5-week vaccination blitz, ramping up availability to eligible adults. It's hoped the plan will get Victoria's inoculation rate motoring towards the targets needed for the state to open up. It follows 15 new infections recorded in Victoria. While 11 are linked to the current outbreak, authorities are trying to chase down the source of 4 more mystery cases. The number of exposure sites has now topped 400, including more vulnerable environments. The Premier has set a notable target. He wants 1 million jabs in arms in the next 5 weeks at the state-run hubs. Stephen Schubert begins our coverage.
For these 17-year-old boys, playing basketball is about more than shooting hoops.
Basketball is like pressure off. Feels like less stress, but without playing it's bubbling up.
They've endured the challenges of remote learning in their final years of high school, and their dreams of one day playing professional basketball have taken a knock.
Other people are still, getting better, going to games, seeing other people, feels like I'm behind.
Take it from the GPs who are saying that they're administering more antidepressant drugs to young people than ever before. Teachers are saying that the kids are really struggling with months and months of remote learning.
There'll be so many consequences, short and long term, out of this. It's a global issue.
In order to get kids back on the court and life back to some kind of normal, the Premier is launching a new vaccination campaign.
We aim over the next 5 weeks to get 1 million jabs into 1 million arms.
That's on top of the vaccines delivered by GPs and pharmacies. While it's hoped it will help prevent future lockdowns, the current lockdown continues. 4 new mystery cases are causing authorities concern. One is in Roxburgh Park, who works in Bundoora. One is in Middle Park. There's a truck driver in Wyndham Vale, and one case at Glenroy West Primary School.
They've been out in the community within the restrictions that are imposed in the lockdown, but still shopping for food, going out for essential reasons.
That means the list of exposure sites is getting longer. There are now more than 400, including a bus route to Caroline Springs and the busy South Melbourne market. This school for children with autism in Laverton has been closed after a person with COVID was linked to the school bus service. More fragments of the virus have been found in wastewater as far away as Lakes Entrance in East Gippsland.
Bear in mind there could well be a case in these catchments. It could be you. You need to get tested if you have any symptoms at all.
After 2 COVID-positive women flew into Melbourne from Sydney on Monday, the Premier says he's considering sending Victorian public health officers to Sydney Airport to check that anyone flying into the state has a valid permit before they get on a plane. Stephen Schubert, ABC News, Melbourne.
And for more on Victoria's vaccine blitz, I'm joined by Eden Hennanen outside the Alfred Hospital in Melbourne. Eden, how does the Premier plan to get those 1 million jabs delivered at the state-run hubs in 5 weeks?
Good evening, Mary. Yes, essentially the announcement from Premier Daniel Andrews today was to make it easier for more people to get the vaccine. So essentially from Monday, all vaccination hubs, state-run vaccination hubs across the state will open up and make it accessible for anyone over the age of 18 to get the AstraZeneca jab. Now, over the past few weeks, 9 vaccination hubs have been open for those over the age of 18 to get this jab. But essentially from Monday, all 50 state-run sites will open up and allow those over 18 to get this AstraZeneca vaccine. And that includes this site here at the Alfred Hospital behind me here in Melbourne. Now, as part of making the vaccine even more accessible, drive-through vaccination sites will open up and be expanded. We've seen over the past week the success of the Melton drive-through vaccination hub in Melbourne's West. So over the next week or so, we'll see more of these drive-through vaccination hubs open up. We'll see them in the Wyndham, Whittlesea and Cardinia area in Melbourne's east. Now, Premier Daniel Andrews did say that if we do get these 1 million doses of vaccines over the next 5 weeks, essentially lockdown may look a little different for Victorians in the coming months if we do reach that 60% vaccination rate.
That's just in state clinics. GP effort, pharmacy effort will be on top of that. Then we are well and truly placed to meet our obligations and in fact exceed them. The quicker we get to 70% will mean the quicker we get to 80%. And then we're in a different world, one where hopefully lockdowns are not part of everyday living.
And Mary, with vaccination rates in these hubs reaching record levels, yesterday we saw 27,000 people line up at these hubs to get the vaccine. Essentially, every day from here for the next 5 weeks, more than 27,000 people need to line up at these hubs in order to reach these targets.
Eden Hednan, thank you.